As far as others, they're still dealing with COVID to an extent that it's kind of difficult to find, but a lot of non-for-profit groups and a lot of technology organizations are also starting to book. And those are the same ones that like to do private sessions, get away, do something quiet and peaceful. So, IT groups that you find on LinkedIn, cybersecurity groups on LinkedIn, because they all do education sessions. And those I think would be your ideal targets. Anyone who's doing education and training to get away, get out of the norm, get away for a weekend, get away for a couple of days and do that. And I'm sure that, if you don't, all the rest of us have someone we know in one of those industries, whether it be Phyllis in the legal industry, me with insurance now, any one of us has a spectrum of that. The chambers are a great idea, but remember, keep in mind, and this is no insult to the chambers. I adore chambers. The people who are in the chambers who are engaging are also people who want business. And you want to focus on people who already have business, who want to tighten their business. Make sense? Sorry.
No, thank you. I actually had been looking primarily at like tech and insurance, and education and training is really the niche as well. So thank you for those suggestions.
Reggie and then Phyllis.
Hey, Renetta, great presentation. A couple ideas that I had is reaching out to co-working spaces like John's and others, because they have a lot of small teams, and they've been remote, and as they're starting to come back into those office spaces, they're looking for services like this, and also incubator places where they have groups of businesses kind of working together and trying to figure out this new dynamic that we're in. And then also I would look in the Washington Business Journal, because they actually talk about companies that are coming into the area, that are creating offices, or and when they plan to bring their employees back and things like that. And those are companies that are typically already established and making plans and on the move and kind of ready to bring those employees in and make things happen. So a couple of other quick things, just I would think about how you can document the process, because it's like a new take on something that's been done before, but in a new way, for a new time. And I would really lean into that. Like, this is a new service created for a new period of time that we all find ourselves in. And so you're really like the navigator for people, like helping them, all the organization, the staff, like navigate this new environment. And you're like the captain of the ship, right? So I would kind of lean into that as you're pitching the service. And then just, create videos and like show people what it will be like. Because we've all been on a retreat where there's been some strategic development, team building, stuff like that. But this is a new thing. So like, as you're doing it, as you're doing your examples, or you're setting up your initial workshops, really show people how this is different and like perfect for the time that we all find ourselves in. So great job. Thank you.
Very quickly, Renetta, taking off on a little bit of what Reggie just said, I wrote down convention and visitor bureaus, especially the one in DC. They have lists of all the companies that are coming into the area, and the DC one actually works with the trade shows. And then once you've got some of these companies, you may want to come up with a DC package where they take their sales guys out and you can have a session with them while they're here, which might be a thought. I also wrote down the Board of Trade in DC, just to add some others to what Reggie was suggesting. Eddie, you've got some questions again or comments?
Yes, I do. I have a comment. A gentleman before said something about insurance companies, and I wanted to come back to chambers of commerce for a moment. Look, Renetta, one of the ways you're going to get business is by getting your name out there, one. Two, drawing from building a group of people around you who will, who have business or who might have access to business and who will drop your name or point business to you. This is one of the reasons that you pick a chamber of commerce, or one or two maybe. Some people are part of multiple chambers. And this is what you want to gather or get from the chamber. The chamber is going to give you access to lots of people who you can talk to, present to, show what you do, and they will in turn become your advocate. When they know somebody, they will help bring you business. So it might not be the only way, but it is going to be one of the ways you're going to draw business to yourself. Thank you again for your time, and congratulations on a good presentation.
Thank you.
Monifa and then Phyllis.
Good morning, Renetta. That was a great presentation. I definitely want to talk to you later.
Monifa, it looks like we lost you a little bit. Might be a connection issue, but you may need to repeat what you said.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now we
Yes.
can.
Great.
Oh, sorry. I hope I don't go out again, but I was just saying, as your business grows and you present your background, I just want you to be conscious of when you start talking about your past career in dentistry, because some people will pigeonhole you with that and not really know how that translates to what you are doing now. I'm letting you know this because I was a registered nurse before. And so when I would tell people this, it was hard for them to see how that translates into what I'm doing now. So please focus on when you were in dental, how exact you were, how detail oriented you were, how every client was an individual. You didn't group people together. You have to pull those certain skill sets that you were so successful in medical, so that people can see how that translates into other human beings, other companies, and how you can take care of them and how you see them individually and their needs. So just don't stop at dental, but go a little further for them to see how that translates into what you're doing now.
Thank you so much for that feedback. I really appreciate that.
Thanks. And by the way, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
That headband is gorgeous on you. Yes.
Well, you can get it from Queen of Spades. For those who are interested, the headband, of course, Monifa Keynes. Thank you.
Okay, Phyllis.
Renetta, that was a great presentation. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to learn more about you and what your business does. So two things that popped into my mind are you're looking to identify potential clients that are businesses that are in transition. And so maybe you could start connecting with people who are also helping businesses through that transition. For example, commercial real estate agents or property managers who are maybe helping people downsize their business space or find different business space. Because like you're saying, with because of the pandemic, people are either going to different offices or changing the footprint of their current office space. And accountants and bookkeepers. So people who are involved in the finances of the company may know that, a certain company is really struggling or is hiring a whole bunch of other people or whatever, changing their workforce. And so they could be good referral sources for you. The other thing I was thinking is if you're interested in working with law firms or other industries that have licensing requirements. I know lawyers in Virginia have continuing legal education requirements, so they need to do a certain number of hours per year. And one thing that is always difficult to do is there's an ethics and professionalism requirement, as well as 4 hours of live interactive programs in Virginia. So if you can somehow tailor a little bit of your content to the specific needs for these continuing education, then that could be your foot in the door. And you could also package that in a broader series of your expertise in team building and things like that.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. Yes, I really appreciate all the information.
Dan, I noticed you wrote something in the chat. Do you want to share it?
You know, somebody had mentioned, or I think Renetta, you talked about being a nurse and being in dental, and you left that. So in my career, I started out as a pharmacist. I left that to go into the world of cybersecurity, and left that to go into to found Golden Rule. So I either can't hold a job, or I'm really kind of crazy as well. So, but I think those experiences and work ethic that you establish, right and wrong, there's, you know, in the world of 37,000 shades of gray, can be very helpful. So I applaud you for making changes.
Thank you. I find that a lot of people look at me crazy when they find out that, you know, I went from dental into event management and into professional development, but it really goes hand in hand. The skills I learned from the military were the same that I learned in the dental industry as well as business.
Right. Yeah, sometimes I think the going back to that field, or one of the fields that I know would be easy, and it would be easy, easier, but I don't want to, I've chosen not to take the easy route. It sounds like you haven't either. So good job.
Jen Dalton, you look like you've got a question.
I'm just chuckling at Dan's observation of good job not taking the easy route. Just a fairly entrepreneurial approach sometimes. Renetta, what are some of the campaigns or programs you've done in the past that worked really well for you that you could reuse, even though it might be a different type of ask or material you're using?
In the past, honestly, most of my business has been word of mouth. So when I've done any type of event, I've invited other types of attendees to come to the event so that they can actually see the experience. So your suggestions of me going vocal or going live, even today is nerve-wracking for me. I'm always behind the scenes, so this is a whole new experience for me. So I'm learning that I now have to be out in the forefront. And as far as campaigns, again, it's mainly the events. I love to host. So for me, I love you to experience and the wow experience. And I take the feedback from there and work backwards in order to be able to really curtail the programs. I just wanted to address a comment that was in the chat box. Rick Bosberg, we cover all types of professional development courses, anywhere from diversity and inclusion and to just how to become a team member or what the qualities are needed in order to collaborate, how to be a good leader. These are all types of topics that we cover as well in these types of programs.
Renetta, do you want to share some of the types of locations and resort magical experiences that you shared with me about some of the programs that you're thinking about putting together?
Yes. So what really inspired the remote locations was there's a clothing designer, Betsy Johnson, who I've been in love with since I was a child. She actually has an Airbnb villa in Mexico. And I was looking for unique locations to have an event. And when I started looking up her location and I started looking at other remote locations that could be used, I was really inspired by the idea that having these remote locations, you're able to really relax and get inspired. And it really reignites something in you. And it's also about you seeing the lifestyle that you desire. So using in mountain remote locations or venues that are resort atmospheres, it gives you the idea of what could be and how to get back to those things. And sometimes we lose sight of our goals, or our goals change because of the circumstances that we're in. And so that's how these locations have come about, and the types of locations that we're going to really focus in on. And they will integrate in meditation and other types of wellness and holistic healthcare as well.
Thank you. Rosemarie, you've got another question.
Just a comment. So Renetta, I love the idea of helping people get back into the swing of being social with each other, sounds like. I put in the chat, but I also wanted to bring it up. You might want to reach out to Sperm. This is Melinda and I's usual go-to when we have some folks present here. They are a great resource. The local chapter is quite large, and their global headquarters is actually in Alexandria, near Old Town. So you can reach out to them. The local chapter might be better for you, just to see what opportunities they have for either sponsorships or marketplace participation or presentations. I know it may not be your thing to do a presentation, but you were very good today. And I think the value that you bring with your approach is important. So I would recommend that you reach out to them.
I've got Jen, and then I think we're probably up to the last question for Danelle after Jen.
And Tony has a question.
Oh, and Tony, I'm sorry, Tony, I missed you again.
So
and then Danelle. Jen first.
I love Rosemarie's last, I mean, I always love her comments, but building on the last comment she shared, or not building, but being inspired by it. What I might recommend, Renetta, if you're not always comfortable being on video, make it an interview or a discussion. Maybe have someone from Sperm interview you about what are they seeing in the workplace and needing social interaction, and then interviewing you about how do you help firms who are going to spend a lot of money on a retreat or spend a lot of money on professional development not have a miss, right? What are the top things they should be thinking about to help team members re-enter interacting socially? I love your point about if you're not stressed and you're really decompressed, mentally, literally, your brain can now be creative and collaborate. If you are stressed, it cannot. So as a company, if your employees are stressed, they're not going to be as productive as they could be. And so retreats are a really powerful way, like you said, to reset, re-energize, give them new hope. So I would think about doing an interview with either leadership coaches, people who do DISC assessments and personality work, Sperm, and just make it a dialogue where they ask you questions, which can be a much easier way to do a video than having to script it yourself. So that can just be an easy way to put your foot in the door on the video piece.
Thank you, Jen. I will be reaching out to you.
Tony?
Okay, Renetta, I'll be real quick with this. Make a lot of local phone calls. And here's what I mean by that. You are living within an area that has every national association known to humankind with an office here. They all do meetings and conferences scaling from 10 to 15 people all the way up to thousands. And they're all starting to book meetings and conferences and education centers and fundraisers. And I think going through and focusing on the financial industry, because they're the ones who have the money right now, and going to the Bankers Association, the accountants associations, the insurance associations, even the military associations, reaching out to them. I'm sure they'll help you out and give you a foot in the door as well, because those people are the ones who are booking the smaller, bigger, medium conferences, and you get a couple of those as regular clients, bingo, you're onto a growth track.
Danelle.
First of all, Renetta, I am extremely proud of you today for, number one, telling your story and getting out of your comfort zone. You did an amazing job, and let's give Renetta a round of applause. I mean, there's a couple of things that I have for you, but I'll save them for when we meet one-on-one. But like I said, I'm extremely proud of you. The people business is a tough business to be in, but I think you're the right person for the job. America is about to get back into the people business, and they just forgot how to, through these Zoom meetings and different type of meetings, it's hard to build those relationships to take your organization to the next level. And I think you're the right person to help them do that. So thanks again for presenting and being an organizer for 1 Million Cups. We're proud to have you. All right. We have a past presenter update. I am proud to announce that we have Miss Annette Wittenberg, our past presenter from A Wild Ride Called Life. Give us an update. Annette, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. So thank you, Donnell, for asking me. I was really actually honored because I've been working really hard since, I think the last time I presented was in October. And since then, I've just been pushing myself to do so much because I just want to save the world somehow, and I'm going to make it happen. So the last challenge question that I had asked back then was, how can I seek sponsors and organizations to collaborate with? So I went all in and out of my comfort zone, and I compiled a sponsorship package. I have really went all in with my podcast that shares people's stories of overcoming triumph. And I found other nonprofits that are within the same, are doing the same things that I want to do, which is all with mental health, providing resources, and combating suicide. And so since then, I've gained a sponsor, a really big sponsor for my podcast. I work with a few nonprofits that we've collaborated with. I work with other veterans, and we are creating merchandise that is, representing my brand, but also a way for me to give back to nonprofits. And to me, that's huge. And I never thought I would be here. So I took some of the advice that I've heard from you guys, but I also tailored it to how I was comfortable with, because it was still hard for me to ask for money when I just love to help people. So I made it into a way that it not only helps me scale larger and help more people, but also to give back to other nonprofits, because I was also considering becoming a nonprofit myself. But why reinvent the wheel when other people are doing it, and I want to help them help other people and just keep growing larger. So the other question was, what is the best platform to spur communication about mental health and suicide prevention? So although I didn't find one specific platform, I found that anywhere that you start the conversation is where it needs to happen. So whether it's LinkedIn or Instagram, you just go where the people are and you start that conversation and you bring people in, because it's so hard to talk about those things that, I just went all in and just became vulnerable and started the conversation. So I didn't find one specific platform. I found several. And so that's been a huge game changer for me. And it's been really good. Like Donnell and I were talking last night. I'm not making millions, and I don't expect to be. I just want to help people. I just want to help. And if I can make enough to give back, then it was all worth it. So that's my update. It's been exciting, and I'm doing more. So stay tuned.
Thank you so much, Annette.
Thanks.
it has been, it's been amazing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I surround myself with some great people. Renetta, Annette, Monifa, Natasha, Juan, all of these veteran business owners that are doing great things for not only the veteran community, but society as a whole, and showing how powerful the veteran community can be to growing the nation. So thank you so much for being here, Renetta. Great job on your presentation. Annette, thank you for your update. Next
Thank
slide.
you.
So we need your help. We definitely need your help. As a group, as a community, we need you to we need you to get the word out, to allow people to tell their stories today, just like Renetta and Annette did. They got some great information and feedback, and hopefully not only do you share their stories, but you share the stories of everyone that presents with 1 Million Cups. Please put in your application if you haven't done so already. I will call a couple people out that have been here but haven't presented. In fact, I'm gonna start calling some names real quick. John, I haven't seen you. John Norris, I haven't seen you. Reggie Holmes, it's been a while. We need you to present, put your application in. Let me see, I'm gonna pick one more person. Hold on, one more person. So I should see these applications in, or else I'm gonna call you guys out again. But no, please put your applications in to present. We would be happy to have you. We know you guys come here and give great feedback, but we'd love to help your business. So we have availability in April and May. We have a couple businesses in the pipeline, but we would love to see yours. When it comes to upcoming events for April, these are our events that are coming up. I'm not going to read them, but if we have, is Karen still on the line?
Yes.
Yes, would you like to give some updates on what's going on with the EDA?
So we have a job fair, a virtual career fair coming up on the 20th of May. And this career fair is targeting recent college graduates. And it's also an opportunity for anyone searching for interns to also participate. I will put the link in the chat. And then the last thing I'll mention is on May 5th, we have the Entrepreneurship 101 Starting a Business in Fairfax County webinar. And our guest speaker or featured guest that we will spotlight is Christina Bueri, who is the president and CEO of Reston Limousine.
Thank you
Now,
so much.
Jennifer Rose also wants to share upcoming events.
Jennifer, please share.
Yeah, next week we have a jam-packed calendar with chamber-hosted events. On Tuesday, we have a great webinar from Tasha Troy on becoming a more effective listener. On Wednesday, our young professionals, in conjunction with our Community Impact Council, is doing a program on what it means to serve on a board, and I will be leading that discussion. On Thursday, we have two events. Our women's committee is got a great topic on the relationship between money and the businesswoman. And then later that day, we're doing a joint networking event with the Mount Vernon Lee Chamber. So next week, we got an event on Tuesday, Wednesday, and 2 on Thursday. I will put our events link in the chat for everybody.
Thank you so much. No, these are all great events, and we appreciate you both being here to support 1 Million Cups. It's been amazing having you. Next slide. Before I say thank you, I was supposed to ask a question, and I didn't ask the question of Renetta. And so I'm going to ask that question right now. It's, what can our 1 Million Cups community do for you?
I responded to you, but Donnell, thank you guys for having me and just reaching out and helping connect me throughout your networks would be an awesome opportunity. Thank you.
No, thank you. And I apologize for forgetting, but I brought it back up. But thank you guys for coming out to 1 Million Cups and presenting. And thank you for supporting our presenter today. and we hope to support you as a business. We actually have 5 minutes left. And so what I want to do real quick is go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. And I'll pick people one by one. And if I miss you at the end, please let me know. Real quick, let's see here.
Donnell, I have just one real quick update. Margarita just texted me and wanted me to share this with everybody if there was still time. She will be on, if everybody remembers, Margarita Womack is with Maz Banatas, presented a couple of years ago, and her company's just taking off. She is going to be on QVC next Wednesday because I asked her to do it up. She just got back to me and said, "Can't, I'm going to be on QVC that day up in Pennsylvania." So everybody, if you watch QVC, keep an eye out for it. You'll see a former 1 Million Cups presenter on QVC next week.
That is powerful news. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, I'm gonna go down the list real quick. Tom.
Morning, everyone. Tom Scheib, Plum & Foster, Realtor and Associate Broker, focusing on the senior marketplace. Thank you, Donnell.
Tom is our resident real estate broker. He's the only real estate broker that's allowed. So if you're a real estate broker, we already have one.
And the only one that's hung in there for years.
Thank you. Mr. Reggie Holmes.
Reggie Holmes, Enthused Creative. Thanks for calling on me after I took a swig of water. I appreciate that. So.
No, I timed that perfectly.
You did.
Rick.
Hi, I'm Rick Vosberg with Wellforce. We provide technology services to like help desk and helping companies automate processes with the technology.
You're muted, Donnell.
We need you to put your application in, Rick. Thank you.
Will do. Will do.
Miss Chanel James.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Chanel James. I'm the owner of Limbs and Things Mobile and Telehealth Practice in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, serving aging adults, going from I can't to I can. Thank you.
I can. That's what I like that. I don't like to hear I can't. Dr. Deb. We had 2 doctors in a row. That's what I'm talking about.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Deb Cohen, author, management consultant, trainer, specializing in the area of management and human resources. Have a great day, everybody.
John, you keep trying to come off the screen, but you're speaking next.
Hey, Donnell. Yeah, John Norris Medicare Portal. We help seniors make good decisions regarding their Medicare benefits, located in Tyson's Corner.
Thank you, John, for being here. It's good to see your face again, my friend.
Always, my brother.
Mr. Dan Linder. Okay, he's taking a nap. We have Sarah White with the boxing gloves. Uh-oh.
Hi, I am with Your White Knight. I will fight for your business to make sure that your restaurant stays open, or if you're looking to open your first one, I'm here for you. I'm also candidate for House District 53 this year for State House.
That's what I'm talking about. I need a bouncer, so I'm gonna call you. Lisa. Okay, Lisa, you're sleeping? All right, Myosha.
She may be teaching class.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Hi, I'm Myosha Mendez with the T Center. We provide after school, before school infant care, and it's nice to be here today.
It's good to see you. John Rutenberg.
Hey everyone, John Rutenberg, cccsolutions.com. One of our clients used to use 3 spreadsheets to track its prospects, its jobs, its clients. They used to use a notes application in their phone. Now they use our contact management software, reaching out on an automatic basis. They now suffer much less follow-up fatigue because everything's in one place. They no longer have to maintain 3 or 4 different spreadsheets. Fluff is bad. Follow-up fatigue is unnecessary. John Rutenberg, CCC Solutions.
What the fuck?
You got it,
Marty.
baby. Keep saying it. Awesome.
Marty.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here. I am Marnie Miller with Arbonne. I teach people how to switch out their everyday products for a company that has an incredibly clean ingredient policy and an amazing environmental stance. And you can even earn an income doing that if you want to.
Wow, healthy and can get paid for it. That's what I'm talking about. Rosemarie.
Good morning again, everyone. And contrary to popular belief, I don't work for Sperm. I work for Gravitate that powers this awesome organizing committee, which I guess I have to stop saying now that I'm a part of, because I think that's probably contra to the 1 Million Cups policy. But we do provide a communication and file sharing tool that makes it super easy for people to get stuff done. So great job, Renetta.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you're a part of our team. Let's see here. Phyllis?
Hi, everyone. I'm Phyllis Simon. I'm an intellectual property attorney, and I help small businesses understand patents, trademarks, and copyrights.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. And next we have Melinda.
I have to unmute myself. Melinda Sigel, the Sales and Marketing Connection. I help companies as a visionary and strategically plot their way forward and get unstuck during these challenging times.
Thank you so much, Melinda, and thank you for being an organizer. Miss Jennifer Rose.
Good morning, I'm Jennifer Rose. I am the chief cat herder at the Central Fairfax Chamber of Commerce. I wear all the hats, and we work really hard to help small business owners save time and money, trying to cut a lot of work out for them. We do it for them to help them solve problems. I like to call myself the small businesses help desk.
Wow, cat herding that's a tough job, but somebody has to do it. Thank you, Jennifer, for being, and Central Fairfax Chamber for being a community partner. Did I miss anyone? Tony.
All right, good morning, everybody. I know everybody's just about to drop off. So I was waiting for next month to do this, but Tony Barnett with SLA Associates, Shirley Lou Associates. We're a division of First Financial Securities. We specialize in indexed universal life policies. And if you don't know what those are, if you happen to have a term insurance policy on your life, you need to switch it over to an indexed universal life because you get to keep that money. Unlike a term insurance, when the term insurance runs out, the money goes away. So Tony Barnett, Shirley Lou Associates, and I look forward to talking to you more about this next month.
Outstanding. And Renetta, you get the last words.
Well, Renetta Jones, Extraordinary Solutions, and you all just heard my presentation. Thank you for all of your support today, and I love my 1 Million Cups team.
Thank you. Great job. You guys have a great day, and thank you for being at 1 Million Cups this week. We can't wait to see you next Wednesday.
Thanks,
Have a
Don,
great day.
and our fearless leader. Great job, Renetta.
Thank you.